Alright, sharing links. Actually, I should probably remove that from my watch history because it is cringe. Share these links and then we'll get going. Nowhere near. That should do. Alright. Put the live chat on. And let's go. My notifications too. Just did a full race run, so I've got some back in qualifying mode for the race itself. Feeling confident that I could do okay in this race as long as we don't get dropped to split 3. I did do it daily just to make sure that if I lost rating yesterday, I could get it back in time. Came second. There was one guy who was a lot faster, but I managed to run them close in the race itself. Just the Spa 5 lapper, and I might do a couple more of those dailies on Monday if I feel like it. Dailies that often because I'm spending most of my time getting ready for the World Series, at least when I'm on is the thing. I don't actually play Gran Turismo 7 that much. I want to burn myself out on one single game. I want to do a mixture of activities so that when I get back on Gran Turismo 7 each time, I'm still having fun with it. Maybe I'd play Gran Turismo 7 more if I had a realistic chance of qualifying for a live event, but spoilers, because I didn't show the last 2 rounds. Someone signed for BMW on round 3 and proceeded to pull off miracles even in the Group 4 car. So my chances of coming through and taking P1 BMW would hinge on them not playing the last 2 rounds at all, which I'm not banking on because they would only need to play one of the remaining 2 rounds to top whatever score I'm going to get. Still, it's important that I try my best for this round in particular, because if there is any chance of taking even P2 BMW, I have to seize it. The way the selection criteria works is that if the person in P1 cannot make the live event, well, their spot goes to P2 in the individual. But it would also hinge on, I should have stayed in second, yeah. It would, of course, also hinge on BMW actually making the 12, which is easier said than done, given that the car is good but not spectacular on both of the remaining tracks. And only being good rather than spectacular doesn't give you the big points. You'll notice that the top manufacturers in the rankings right now are the ones that have one overpowered car rather than 2 decent picks. Take Mitsubishi for example. They're no good in Group 3, but they're near the top of the rankings because the Group 4 car is really good because it's a 4-wheel drive car, and 4-wheel drive, even with recent nerfs, is still pretty overpowered in Group 4. Much like MR is very bad right now in Group 3. And no amount of BoP is going to fix that, aside from the Porsche, which I think is actually fairly close to meta now. But the other MR cars received a boost in this latest update, but it's not really going to help them because it's a handling problem, not specifically a speed problem, that's preventing people from racing. The Ferrari that I was going to race rather than BMW in manufacturers, it handles like a front-wheel drive car. What kind of physics is that? It's powered at the rear wheels and it handles like a front-wheel drive. I'm not even exaggerating. I'll have to. I may once we're between seasons, since I'm going to have a bit of free time between seasons, I may just do a video on the Ferrari in particular, highlighting exactly why it's so frustrating to drive a Ferrari and why 6 extra horsepower is not going to help. Now, if they were to get it handling more like the Porsche, which still has hints of understeer on throttle, but not nearly as bad as the other MR cars, then maybe the Ferrari would be competitive with this current BoP. I'm ranting to no one right now, aren't I? Oh well, some people may watch it. Some odd. I really cannot hook up this first sector. Should I switch to the sprint model? No, they handle the same. They handle the same anyway, and I prefer the livery I have for this one. Because I'm a filthy. Oh, I have a livery for the sprint model, but it was cringe. The person who made it put way too many decals on it. Word of advice, if you're going to do an Natasha at all, it has to be relatively tame, but at least at the front and the rear. The sides is where you can have some fun with it, but we look at this car, which I think is pretty cool. It's mostly sedate in the front and the rear. It's really just the side that has a good. Well, here we are in the Valerio Gallo view. I could see myself getting used to chase cam again, actually. I mean, I am right playing on controller, so it wouldn't be a departure from me being more of a gamer than a sim racer. But I like this view. I do like this view because it strikes a good balance between being able to see your car on screen but also allowing you to see the road ahead of you as good as possible. Well, here we go. Well, it's a 3-win for Ghost. I was worried for a moment that it might be a bad split, but no, it's all A+ drivers here. Barton's here. Is Chupagetti not racing this? Because I would have thought he was here, unless he's actually managed to get up into top split. Let me check that real quick. Who's live right now? Who's live right now, and is there anyone else streaming my split? This is taking a while. Okay, we're in. I had a sudden lag bubble. Chupagetti is racing. He's just in the split above. He's won the one with Karakuma. So yeah, he made top split, and this is split 2. There's also a VTuber, I believe, they're racing, who's actually pretty good, but I think she ended up in 3rd split, so... We may be the only one streaming this particular race. Don't worry, Inter, you know I'm clean. Oh, jeez! Barton woke up and chose violence. Yeah, Sukune K ended up in 3rd split. I actually got spat out as one of the last drivers here. Huh, only 14. You remember when... I recall when... these lobbies have really come down in size from the days when we had, from the days when we had 20 or even 24 racing. Top 24 superstars in GT Sport. It was actually 20 in GT Sport for its entire cycle, well, from 2018 onwards. From a points perspective, 16 favours those who make it into a higher split, but I know that most people would prefer to be racing a full grid of 20, at least on a fun scale. Take the high line, maximise my speed here, and then we'll fly sky high. Did that Porsche slow down, or am I just that much quicker than the Porsche? Traffic issues, I may back out after getting my first lap so I can have more space for my remaining laps. Because Breslin is not looking that fast. So far, a pretty clean run. If I can get the bus stop relatively okay, and I've actually been doing pretty well at the bus stop. Not too far. That's okay. Breslin may end up going out and getting out of the way after the half-second penalty anyway, so we won't actually have to back off. The Mitsubishi a power car, because that's 6/10 when Inter was slower than me at Brands Hatch. Actually, I think we were pretty much on the same pace as each other, but I qualified better. Some exit, maybe I'll just a little bit. I may have taken too much curve there. Nah, we're up. With a better bus stop, I may be able to take P2 back. Yeah, let's just focus on this bus stop. so I completely whiff it. High line it is. Way too ginger into turn one. May have lost half a tenth. But it's the corner exits that are most important here at Daytona, as evidenced by the fact I was able to go 10 up despite that was a little bit too late on the brakes. Yeah, I knew I'd lost time because I also missed that apex. I can still salvage it with a good bus stop. We are up. Stop breathing, AMG. I tried way too hard to go for that. White Wind's lap is ruined. White Wind's lap is wrecked anyway. It's going to cost me a couple of kilometres at the start-finish line, so we may lose half a tenth at the start of this lap, but we still have to keep going for it. Maybe not now. Down, it would have to be a really good bus stop to even make that back. I could be ahead of that lap time that was just set. Or at least give myself a bit of a buffer to get in front of straight 12. That's better. Actually, no, it's not. So, high line it is. We'll try and get one more done. Inter's going to be on the hards. I reckon I should take hards too in that case if the hard tyre runner's ahead of me. Oh, it was a fake out. Inter's gone medium. car in front is going to be on hards, though. I should probably take the hards myself. Wow. Still in the top 5. We can make something out of this. I think this is a pretty strong split, actually. Actually, what was my ranking on DR? Because I can check the VOD and see where I was DR wise. Second. This might be split. This might be split 3, you know. Almost forgot that. I'll let everyone know my strategy so that they know what my pace is. That's to let everyone else know what my pace is going to be like, so that they can drive accordingly. It helps them drive cleaner if they know that I am on that strategy. Because if Strangelove, for example, is on mediums, he'll know that he has to just, well, okay, I don't know their gender. To assume that most players of Gran Turismo are male. No sport is still a very male-dominated sport. One should never 100% assume, though, because, as I mentioned, VTubers have picked up Gran Turismo 7. There's Yucho. I don't think she plays sport mode, though. But yes, Akune in the split below this one, split 3. Because I think it's split 3. Alright, let's go livery spotting. Yeah, no surprise that Subaru and Mitsubishi are up front. Ghost should be up here, but don't think he's quite got the pace overall. Looks like we're going to be in an anime livery sandwich, and we are also anime liveried. Up, Fubuki on Fubuki combat. Barton, feel for him, because the McLaren, they got buffed, but it's still pretty bad. I think Barton is actually a little bit faster than me, but it's going to be neck and neck in Nations. Watkins Glen, yes, the SpyX family McLaren. I think I've seen that one before. I think that's a new colour for Max Mac. Rolling start, so hopefully no turn 1 shenanigans. Why was there a grid start in test season on this course? That was an even bigger meme race than yesterday's meme race. Looks like it's going to be pretty closely bunched, actually. This It did not launch me out of a good gear, but neither did the Nissan. It looks like we all got spread out considerably. It almost tried to Spinella me off the curb for some reason. Maybe it's the weight. Maybe it's the car weight, because I actually went mediums to hards in my test run. So the hards were on a lighter fuel tank, which means this is going to be very exploratory, as I have a good idea of how much grip I'm going to have, but I don't know 100% for sure. Yeah, the car wants to kill me. Strangelove might have me. And again, might not. Oh, there's some drama happening in front. Strangelove's not going to have me. I'm not going to have the car ahead because the Subaru WRX is going to pull away now. Straight line speed is better on that car. I figured out is that you go to lap 10 or 11 on the hards. Getting the hang of braking into the banking. I think others have struggling. So if I could get a bit of a cushion, because I think Strangelove might be on hards anyway, but otherwise he would have caught me. But that was not a good way to solidify my advantage. Go completely wide. Martin's showing a lot of pace in the race. Now I'm going to go inside because I think that even without the slipstream is going to be faster than sticking to the slipstream. Okay, maybe it wasn't. Got to hug the inside line, that's the shortest way around the turn. But Inter didn't, so... What is Inter even doing? It's kind of spoiling my hopes, because Strangelove is now going to have a good run on me without the slipstream. Oh, that is... That is so unfortunate. Oh no, I have to redress. And end up losing a ton of time from that. Second time in 2 nights I've hit Barton. nice if I could get the chicane right. It seems like so far I haven't been able to. I really got to get back into my groove here because I was doing 46s on the hard tires in the practice run. And yet now I'm doing stuff like that. Why am I outbraking myself every single turn here right now? Regardless of anything else, we should not be getting caught by 8th. I'm starting to wonder if we would have been better off taking the mediums as the first stint and trying to get around this chaos in front, pitting early. But then again, would there have been a gap? Driving well, why am I still losing ground out here? Extra unfortunate if we've gone so slow that we've ended up getting caught by a medium runner coming from the back of the field. Yeah, see, that's the pace I was looking for earlier. We just got caught up around other drivers. Next driver is coming through at that rate of knots and there's no sign of the tyres going off for them. I may have to let another driver through in this race. Because I'm barely holding on to Inter. It's like I had the pace in qualifying and then all of a sudden I don't have it. I don't have the pace. Something has changed in the way I'm driving and the way they're driving that has prevented me from carrying over my pace in qualifying. Managed to save that without getting a penalty. I'm not going to be able to hold off this AMG. I think there's too much straight still to come. I might as well just give the inside up because it's going to get it. Preferably run with them. Because I know I'm going to get that place back eventually, because they're definitely on mediums. They would not have this pace if they were on hards. That's a better run through the chicane. I've been looking for a good run through the chicane for a while. Worst we can do in this race is finish 8th, but I know that I'm owed that place in front. There because I can tell their tyres are starting to fall off. They were struggling this lap. Mistake from Martin up front that may help me a little bit, back those drivers back to me. Doesn't feel like I'm driving that badly, it hasn't been good enough. Be able to get 8 laps out of the medium since it'll be on the light fuel load. Feels like the tyres were pretty much done after 7 on that test run. They still had decent pace, but not enough to justify. What kind of chicane was that? I lost 3 times. Okay, Ram is only taking his medium 7. But I think he's too far. I think he's too far up the road for us to come back at him. Because we know we can. That our fastest stint is coming up, and I don't concentrate. That's 2 consecutive outbreaks, and height bomb is coming at me too. Losing time to those that I qualified half a second better than. Side open in case he wants to go. Yeah, they are filling. They were indeed on the mediums. I noticed the mediums were looking pretty bad. What did I get the penalty for? There has never been a penalty at that corner in practice or qualifying for me. Well, that kind of railroads me into a different strategy, because if I'm going to get pulled up for a penalty anyway, I might as well come in really early and try and do something. Spent all this time worrying about a penalty at the bus stop, all of a sudden we've got ourselves a penalty for taking turn 1. Massa went 9 laps on the medium, so I've got to believe that I can go 9 laps on the mediums too. Yeah, that's forced my hand. I didn't want to pit for another lap at least, but the only way to neutralize the penalty is to go into the pits. I'm trying to go as fast as I can down the straights, but this isn't a power car. It is hard for me to believe. It is hard for me to believe that the drivers that were behind me on the road were gaining time on hards when I was so much faster than them in qualifying. I just have no idea what's happened in this race. I was doing really well qualification, even though I didn't get my absolute best case lap down. It was still a pretty good lap to hit the top 5. And all of a sudden it's Le Mans no. Sure that McLaren is on mediums too, and fresher mediums at that, so maybe that we end up losing another place in this race. Not much red course for taking it back. It'll be fun to watch the later splits, though. Because I don't know what. I went out of my way to make sure I got out of that in time to avoid a penalty, and yet I got given one anyway. So we lost that place anyway. We're going to lose it eventually, one way or another, but that's 2 penalties I've gotten for exceeding track limits that when I didn't exceed track limits once. And that's going to be the difference between getting out ahead of this Mercedes and not. Okay, we did still get out ahead, but they're going to be on much fresher tyres, and I'm pretty sure they were on hards despite the pace they had in the first stint, so I'm going to lose another place if they don't just go for it now, which I was worried they were going to do, so I went wide. And somehow they've still managed to get the apex better than me despite going deep. Does it end? It's just an endless cavalcade of problem after problem. Draft the car because I know they've got fresher tyres than me. Come on. I'm pretty sure everyone is pitted and I'm barely going to get top 10 in the end. What happened to me in this race? It just boggles the mind that I have been so slow in this entire race so far. I know that reasonably speaking I probably should be ahead of that Anya car right now. I just got a penalty that I really shouldn't have gotten. 2 of them. Alright, we're gonna have to vacate that. Harry de Bond's got much pressure to it. Yeah, this entire race is this entire race is a joke. I figured out why I was given the exceeded track limits the first time around, but you lose time. That's the problem. You lose time taking that line that I just showed you. It's clear that I'm tilting at this point because I'm losing time to drivers that I qualified a full second ahead of now. We were with Heidebon coming out of there, and now we're 2 seconds behind. Gave myself dirty tyres. Well, we don't have to worry about behind. There's been a massive calamity for 11th. Why are you guys fighting that hard for 11th anyway? Just Get to the end. Give yourself sportsmanship. The only way we can really salvage this race is if some people have failed to do the prerequisite pit stop. But I've counted. I'm pretty sure everyone has. How did Heidebon qualify so poorly then if he's able to do a 5:45.4? Heidebon did get a small penalty. It was just going to make it harder for him. Yeah, I was forced onto a strategy I didn't really want to make for the first penalty. And then I didn't really make the most of my time on the fresh mediums because I was battling other cars that had just come out of the pits and were fresher. For what it's worth, I think the mediums are good for 8 laps in this race. I still haven't felt that big of a drop off on the lighter fuel. The 9th lap is definitely going to be a struggle either way though. Do go again and hope the lobby isn't so stacked. Because I think I will. I did not cross any lines. Did you see that? I'm getting hit for penalties that never came up in practice. That it matters, we're so far off the back of anyone relevant and so far ahead of anyone behind that it's going to be 10th no matter what we do. I would have at least liked to have been treated fairly on these penalties. Inter spun. Maybe I could have gotten ahead of Inter if I hadn't tilted in this race. Not that it would have mattered. I don't think 9th is going to be worth any points either. 10th definitely won't be unless this is like a super top split, and I've already confirmed that it's second split because Chupa was in the split above. Might even be third split. Though if it is, it would have to have been a very popular race. If it is third split, then that's not good signs for my chances. I just realised why the guy in the Toyota didn't qualify well. They didn't even make it in the lobby. But yeah, you can see the rear tyres are half worn with 1 lap to go. And I think once you reach half worn on the mediums, they're done. So this is going to be a very difficult final lap. But we've established that ideally you take the mediums 8. Seven if you start the race on them. Ah, cool, 3 place. Well, Inter tilted harder than me. So at least I don't lose much driver rating from this race. See, that's why I don't understand the penalties I got at the bus stop. I didn't get any in my simulation run. And that was a pretty similar line to what I was penalised for. The part where the back end just slips out for a moment and I take a more aggressive turn in to make sure I don't go over the white lines, but it says I went over the white lines anyway. Want to go again, I can. It feels like I should, because if Barton is getting 4th place in a McLaren in this split, I really should be capable of doing the same. But wow, what a drive from Barton. He's managed to hold off the entire cavalcade. Port. See, if I'd finished where I qualified, I would have been good for 257, maybe even 270 if we consider Inter's spin, but for some reason I just did not have any pace in this race. Even if I didn't get the BS penalties, I still would have been off the back of all of these guys. So 205 is not one of my top 3 scores, which means go grab a bite to eat, we're going again. Barton, it was only 2nd split. Slot 2 is where I've done most of my heroic performances in this season anyway, so maybe slot 2 will be better. Now they know that there's a penalty risk in turn 1, they can avoid it because that never came up before that. You can run wide at that corner without penalty. Or I can get penalized. Alright, one more attempt at a time attack lap and then I'll check that ping and I'll get matched up to proceed to the next slot. Come on, that's a terrible place. It felt good too, and I've messed that up, so let's just look at the ping. Distinct awesome writes, nothing happened on that final lap. Look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. Your bottle happened in front of 2 viewers. Mine, at Brian's Hatch, happened in front of over 100. It wasn't even a bottle on my end. The controller just stopped working for a split second, and that was enough to send me into the sands. If I get around to reporting on the races that happened whilst I wasn't streaming, I will show you that in particular. Post-com on the channel. Something's not right. I can't get a decent infield right now. Hopefully I can shake off the cobwebs in the race itself, the split itself. That's me 3 tenths down. Come on, don't do this. We really should be matched up by now, because usually GT Sport would do a delay like this, but GT7 is bang, you immediately end up. If it's been 5 minutes and we don't get a match, I will give up on it and do something else. Because if I have wait, never mind, we're in. Is this top split? This is top split. This is top split, and this is 14 drivers. All we need to do is finish. All we need to do is finish the race. Have people really stopped playing the game to the point where you can get into top split in slot 2 as a pleb like myself? Well, hey, we don't even need to do that well in this race, because if it is top split, then we're going to get at least 400. It's going to be at least 400 points for the winner. Which means if we finish something like 10th, if we finish top 10 in this block, I may be able to improve my score. I'm not too confident that I'm going to have any pace in this lobby, but we just gotta drive and hope we can get some places from disconnects or something. Where's Hero Grand anyway? Because I know TX3 GTR is racing for a spot at Nissan. if Hero Grant has skipped this round, unless he was in the previous split, I didn't get much to. I didn't have a chance to check who was in the Ohio split. I'll have to check chat after qualifying. This will be a pretty crucial qualifying just to make sure we at least get the best qualifying spot we can get. What weirds me out is that I would have lost a little bit of DR in that first race, and yet I find myself getting moved up to the top split. So maybe me being the rank number 2 in that second split wasn't a win. I could have sworn I would have ended up in slot 3. Or at least there was a chance I'd end up in slot 3 instead. I don't need to leave much of an air gap to TX3 GTR because I know he's going to be faster than me anyway. I think what's more important is that I back out of it if I fall too far behind. And these are the clutches of Wilk. Is that Akagi? Third will be back. I can somewhat recognize Kanji, but not really. I think that is Akagi to the cars back from us. In which case Akagi's going to win the race because Toyota, they're in Toyota this year, and Toyota is really overpowered on this track. That could have been better. Mind you, it could have been worse. Best thing that can be said about this first lap is that I'll at least have a time on the board as long as I don't look up the bus stop. I'd say that was actually a pretty good bus stop. That's awful. Yeah, it's Akagi, and yeah, they're going to win this race easy. Wilk is spun. I don't have to let him go then. Two temps up. Hopefully Akagi doesn't catch me too quickly then, so I can complete this lap at least. Four temps up. This could be a good lap at the right time. little bit of time there in the bus stop, but it was still a pretty good run. This is at worst going to be a 44.1, which is better than what I did in the first qualifying session. And then after that, I'll probably let Arctic go, because they are bearing down on me. Gives me a chance to reset my mind for the last 2 flying laps we do. Conzio is not yet on the board, at least not with anything relevant. And no, my time doesn't count as relevant in this split. That might be a pen. Yeah, it is. I'll just go back out, because I wasn't going to get a run in anyway, and we can get ourselves one more. I was just trying to maximize the exit. That's all that was. Am I going to have to let these guys go? No, I'm a few seconds ahead still. I'll let them go though, because they're on hot laps and I'm not. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Wilk again. Well, qualifying this badly simplifies the strategy, because I know I'm not going to start any higher than 11th. I just go into mediums. Hards. Hards, that's what I meant to say. I just go onto the hards and see what happens. If I get shuffled back to last place, so be it. I can somehow pull off something in this lobby. Top 10 will suffice. Top 10 will suffice for me. I'm not really expecting many more than that. Nice lap from Andrew Lee towards the end. CRV struggling today. I think that VW is a lot better on handling on technical tracks, and we had 2 technical tracks to start the season, right? Mind you, I think the BMW is much of the same, because I am struggling a little bit here at Daytona. Whereas I could reliably bank on being towards the front of split 2. Quarter second down already. I don't think this is going to be an improvement. I'll finish the lap anyway to see what I could have done. But yeah, I took too little apex speed into the first corner. I think it upset my run for the remainder of the infield. Tried to take a bit more risk since I had nothing to lose, but we ended up losing time at the bus stop anyway. Maybe gained a little bit back down the straight. Hey, look at those sector times. Sector 1 aside, at least we're consistent. That's a good lap from KK Spirit R to split the Supras. We just got to stay out of trouble. And a few other drivers might run into trouble. I'm going into this race with no expectations whatsoever. Oh wait, no, I want the hards. Right. It's frustrating. It feels like I'm near enough last more often than not these days. I am still getting some good scores, enough to be competitive on a championship level, but I can't seem to consistently finish high in races. It's all business in this split. I had no reason to tell anyone what my tyre strategy is because it was obvious that I was going to go on hards from this far back. I wonder if I could get streaming the split. Nah, they've actually wiped their entire channel. They used to have a fair few videos on their channel, and they decided to just straight up wipe it. That's weird. Unless they had another channel that they're trying to work on. Okay, what's going on now? Okay, there we go. This entire lobby has been a problem, hasn't it? Because it took us over half a minute to get into the lobby, and it took us another 15 or so seconds. Ahoy! Imagine doing a 43 and starting 11th out of 14. Oh, we're down to 13. But it was the guy behind us, so we don't actually gain anything from it. It's going to be decent points for pretty much anyone who finishes. But yeah. Like I said, No expectations, just try and get a top 10. Nice if the Mitsubishi behind could give us a bit of a boost. Had to go a little bit gingerly through there because I went a bit too wide in the second part of the bus stop. It's okay, as long as the Mitsubishi doesn't start harassing us, we should be okay to lap okay, lap fine in this race. And if they keep on tripping over each other behind our head, the chances of us getting that top 10 are a little bit higher. We've held my cause by not skidding. Could have helped my cause a lot by not running wide like a stupid head. If you're not going to pass me, give me a vague push. What was the point of that? Give me a push or... could have both reached that bus stop faster if he bump drafted me. Anyway, he's got so much. He's got more of the overspeed. I'm just going to let the outside go. If he doesn't want to bump draft, I'll bump draft. Why are you braking so early? Got the place and is immediately driving poorly. We lost half a second there because broke so early that I had no choice but to go for a move that I didn't want to make. I know my race pace isn't very good around here. There might be a pen on them though. No? Oh yes, okay. That was a very delayed reaction from the game to give a pen there. Normally it comes very early. Yeah, that's that place back. A little bit more breathing room for us to work with. We even managed to make up for the lost time we had battling in the infield with the slipstream there. CRV is really struggling. So is Conzio. That was a very deep line. So of course I light the tyres up. I'm trying to gain ground on CRV. And take way too tight a line. That's somehow that wasn't actually a slow run, even though it felt pretty slow. They'll probably get back past me. On the second of the second straight. CRV in the wall. We've gained a place. I've established that he doesn't want to bump draft me, so I'm just going to let him go. And if I'm close enough to bump draft him, I will. Very awkward line that they take in turn one though. Right now, I'm still just thinking of total time. We can start battling other drivers in the closing laps, but the faster I do this race, the easier it is to take advantage of any mistakes like CRV's up front. And okay, we stayed in a decent... They definitely got more speed than me. So I was right to let them go twice. Now it's just a time trial between me and CRV to make sure I stay out of last. If I can get a little bit of help like this down the straights, that'll really help my cause. Not leading the race. They start on hards. Who was the other Toyota again? I'll have to check back afterwards. I just got to focus on my own race rather than what's happening up there. Well, they've messed up big time. actually out of slipstream range, so we're going to be able to see raw speed. Nah, they were faster than me, but by how much? That was way too ginger through the bus stop. I may be letting the guy we're battling back in slipstream range. Although they don't take a particularly good line through that last turn. I've noticed that I am actually gaining on them through that last turn just by hugging the inside. Just hit your braking points, gently power out. This corner really difficult for me because it always feels like I'm either braking too early or too late into it. There's never an ideal spot. It's almost the same with that corner. I'm still not quite certain. Okay, hugging the inside and taking the shortest route onto the oval seems to be quicker because they're going too tense. And again, have I had a 100% clean lap in this race yet? Battling is inconsistent, we can probably beat them to the finish here. This feels like I've had a much better run so far because I've taken a lot of pressure off of myself by admitting that I'm not going to run with the top 10 and just hoping we can somehow get a top 10 because one or more of them will crash out on this, chasing a better result. Happened to CRV. And they need a better result than what they were getting because the Group 4 Beetle hasn't been any good. I'm not sure they've even tried to score with it. I'll pit lap 10. The tyres are going to be scrappy on the last lap, but okay, there was a medium tyre runner, so effectively Akagi is leading this race by quite some margin. Wilk's going to come out next to us. Okay, it was the other Toyota that was on the mediums. There's a yellow flag somewhere. It's for TX3 GTR, but we're not quite going to get ahead. We can't make a move. We may be able to get a bit of a helping hand from TX3 though. through the oval section, I will bump draft to help them back up if necessary. Oh, but Adam Wilk had a bit of a bad internet. They might be dropping out of this. That's an early pit stop for Barbara. Wants to go half the race on the mediums. Oh, I forgot that That's a few temps lost, yeah. I forgot that I was in the slipstream, so obviously I needed to pit early. Oh, we're going to get lunged. If that's the case, we're going to have to let Wilk go too. We've lost time. I should have pitted. I should have made the pit stop to get out of that mess. I wasn't expecting to make that mistake though. It's possible that we'll be battling the car ahead. I'm going to wait and see what they do. Wilk is definitely going to make the pass here. Are they pitting? Yeah, they're pitting. I'm going to go one more lap and try and stay with Wilk. Ooh, just pull it up in time. So if I can get a little bit of a helping hand from Wilk, that'll help me a lot, and I don't have to worry about the tyre wear in the final stage of this race. But that's hinging on us being able to stay within 1.5 seconds. Wilk in a much faster car. On the plus side, I won't be holding up Lee. No, we lost the slipstream. Lee, please. I just need to get to the end of this lap, and I'll let you go. It's okay. It's okay. He's not going to be close enough. He can get the slipstream off of me. That'll help Lee's race a lot, and yeah, I'm going to indicate that I am pitting now. Aside from that minor error into turn 1, which left me vulnerable to getting overtaken by 2 cars, it's been a good race so far, but at this level of competition, even those mistakes are enough to sink a race. Somehow we've managed to come out ahead of the guy we were battling, even though we were behind before. But this is going to go to the end, isn't it? It didn't feel like a bad run, and yet I've lost time. Alright, he's not going to go for anything yet. Completely messed that one up. I'm going to bump draft. Because if he's not going to do it, I will. Don't bump draft before a braking zone. That's the key. Yeah. Those braking zones are so erratic, I couldn't drive that corner the way I would have liked, and I lost 4 attempts on the mediums. It's like he takes a completely different line into everything than I do. And if this keeps up, we're probably going to drop back down to last. I hate it when the car ahead does that, goes wide even though the short line is faster, and so I don't get the benefit of the slipstream, nor do I get the benefit of gaining time. CRV is here after their earlier error. They're not going to go for anything yet. Okay, they are going to go for something. It's a good thing they ghosted there. That is one of the craziest moves for a position I've seen on this track. That's actually 2 errors they've made in this race. Barton, I'm not sure if you were here earlier, but CRV put it into the wall earlier. And that is why they are so far back. They only qualified 9th or 10th anyway. They were battling Ponzio. The 2 of them couldn't agree on which one of them was faster and should lead the first stint. Whereas I've come to a conclusion that the car ahead of me is faster than me, albeit less consistent, and so I'm happy to let them take the lead, and I'll just get the suck. If they make any more errors, I can come back and get that place. We might be good from here to beat CRV to the flag, because I know they're faster, but it's only 4 laps and we are lapping pretty quickly. Taking the high line again. Lost slipstream for the first little bit because the low line is faster, and that's why I don't want to go there, because if I take the slipstream I'm going to lose out on net speed anyway. That chicane exit was millimeter perfect. I was almost expecting a penalty to come up, but we just about got away with it. I'll give this guy another bump. Whatever brake marker the car in front has for the second hairpin, or should is it the first hairpin? Because can you really call turn 1 a hairpin on this track? In any case, I would say that he's braking way too early into that hairpin, and it's kind of hurting both of us. I'm not sure I can take the line that I would like to take. CRV is coming. Don't want to bump draft into the braking zone, so I'm not going to hit him. CRV made another little error into there. Yeah, he's braking way too early, and come on, be braver into there. Lost 3/10. We may lose out to CRV because of that. High line again. Come on. Get to the low side as quick as possible. That's Daytona 101. And CRV's gone. So, not dead last. And whatever happens here, it's not dead last. And we just got to try and size up the Mitsubishi and try and get 11th. Last lap, Kimmy, last lap. All or nothing. There was an error. He's hit me there. He's hit me there. He has started braking, gotten off the brakes, and forced me wide. I don't have to worry about CRV, so I'm going to take Akagi's already over the line. That's partially skill issue, but partially the BoP too, because it is a Toyota 1.2. Did I get enough of a run? There's only one way to see. Yeah, we're going to have the run. We're going to get it. That was a brilliant battle. That was a brilliant battle. I'm actually pretty happy with that result, even though we only beat 2 people. If he didn't give me the outside, he was going to give me the outs. If I didn't get the inside, I was going to get the outside, and I think, yeah, I was going to be ahead. That's a little replay worth saving. I don't even care that I only got 240 points. That was a fun race. And actually, that is an improvement for me. So I'm gonna take that, and we'll see what we can do with the fuel saving race at Suzuka. Because I don't think I'm going to get much better than this. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, Barton, it's 6 times fuel. And guess which car likes to short shift? The BMW. Now, yeah, 411 for Akagi. I don't know if that's the highest score of the round. I'll let my brother back on after this. But yeah, it was good to have you with me. I'll do some dailies before Watkins Glen, but because I promised Ranger I would try and boost the points up as much as possible to keep the championship interesting. Yeah, this was the state of my score before this round, and I'm getting 240 now, so that replaces the 227. And who knows, if the BMW is fast enough whilst fuel saving, we may be able to get something better than that in the final round. This is, however, going to be a problem. Is Veltro going to run today? Because if they do, I'm screwed. But I can at least sew up the second place. Put it out of reach of pretty much everyone except for Gene. Well, thanks for coming by, everyone. Now I'm going to go farm some, get some coffee. Just some coffee.